Next in solution part 4. In part 3, in part 2, part 1 we discuss about the concentration of the solution. How we can measure the concentration of the solution. So there are the different type of the methods will be present. Already we explained the different type of the methods and also explain we observe the few problems which will be given in the exam paper. And next we move to the solubility. In part 4 video, we explain discuss about the solubility. Solubility means nothing but that is the dissolved state. Simple meaning of the solubility is the dissolved state. So in definition, how it can be defined means the amount of the substance is dissolved in solvent. That is called as a solubility. So the simple meaning, it is also defined as the maximum amount of the solid solute in grams dissolved in 100 grams of the liquid solvent. That is called as a solubility. Solubility means nothing but the maximum amount of the solid solute in grams dissolved in 100 grams of liquid solvent. 100 grams of liquid solvent, that is called as a solubility, is nothing but the solid state of the solute dissolved in liquid state of the solvent. Solid state of the solute is dissolved in liquid state of the solvent, that is called as a solubility. So for example, the simple well-known example for the solubility is, for example, if we take the 1 gram of the salt, that is the solute, is dissolved in the 100 milliliters of the water, that is the salt. Salt dissolved in water. Salt dissolved in water. So that is called as a solubility. Simply that is called as a solubility. So that is the meaning about the solubility. So in definition, it can be defined as the maximum amount of the solid solute in grams dissolved in 100 grams of liquid solvent, that is called as a solubility. Here the solubility, simple meaning, if 1 gram of salt dissolved in 100 ml of the water solvent, then it completely soluble. So the solubility will be, the solubility of salt in water will be more. So here the few factors are affecting the solubility. Few factors are affecting the solubility. That means when we changes some conditions, the solubility of solute is also changes. When we changes some conditions, the solubility is also changes. So for example, here the factors affecting the solubility when solid in a liquid. When solid state of solute dissolved in liquid state of the solvent. Here the condition is the solid state of the solute dissolved in liquid state of the solvent. In these conditions, which factors are affecting the solubility? So there are the 3 factors are affecting the solubility. On the 3 factors, one is the nature of the solute and the solvent. Nature of the solute and solvent. Another one is the temperature effect. Another one is the pressure effect. So there are the 3 factors are affecting the solubility. The condition is the solid state of solute dissolved in the liquid state of the solvent. In these conditions, the solubility will be changes, will be depend on the nature of the solute and the solvent. And also depend on the temperature and also depend on the pressure. So this is the 3 factors are affecting the solubility. So for example, first, nature of solute and solvent. Simple. Polar nature of the solute is highly soluble. Polar nature of the solvents. Polar, simple meaning. Polar nature of the solute highly soluble. Polar nature of the solvents. Similarly, non-polar nature of the solute is highly soluble. Non-polar nature solvent means both are present, maybe polar If these two are different, means polar nature of solute and non-polar nature of solute will be present, the solubility will be less. If non-polar nature of solute, polar nature of solute will be present, in this condition also solubility will be less. Means both are present, maybe polar nature, solubility will be increases. Both are present, maybe non-polar nature, solubility will be decreases. So for example, KCl, this is the polar nature of solute. Is highly soluble in water. Water is also example for the polar nature. Means KCl is highly soluble in water. Polar nature of solute is highly soluble in polar nature of water. So here the solubility will be increases. So for example, naphthalene. So this is the non-polar. And this non-polar nature of naphthalene highly soluble in benzene. Highly soluble in benzene. Benzene is also example for the non-polar solute. Means both are present, maybe non-polar, solubility will be more. Both are present, maybe polar, the solubility is also increases. So for example, polar nature of KCl highly soluble in water but less soluble in benzene because benzene is the non-polar. Similarly, non-polar nature of naphthalene highly soluble in non-polar nature of the benzene, and non-polar nature of the naphthalene less soluble in polar nature of the water because water is the polar, naphthalene is the non-polar. Means the nature of solute and solvent. The nature of solute and solvent both are polar, the solubility will be increasing. The nature of solute and solvent both are non-polar, solubility increasing. But if both are different nature, then the solubility will be decreases. So this is the meaning about the first factor, that is the nature of the solute and the solvent. Next we move to another factor, that is the temperature. Temperature effect. Simple. When the temperature increases, the solubility is also increases. Based on the Dichapman principle, if the temperature increases, solubility is also increases. Temperature increases, solubility also increases. Simple concept. When the temperature increases, solubility is also increases. Next we move to the third factor, that is the pressure effect. Third factor is the pressure effect. Simple. Here the pressure is not much more affected on the solubility of when solid state of the solute dissolved in the liquid state of the solvent. Means pressure is not much more affected when the nature of the solute is the solid and nature of the solvent is the liquid. In these conditions, the pressure is not much more affected. This is the three factors are affecting the solubility of solute. Nature is the solid state and solid nature is the liquid state. In these conditions, these are the three factors. So this is about the factors affecting the solubility. Next we move to the another example. For example, the solubility of a gas in liquid. Means here the solute is the gas. What is that? Solute is the gas and liquid is the solvent. Means simple example, the carbon dioxide is dissolved in water. Means soda water, like a soda water cool drinks. So the carbon dioxide is dissolved in water. So this is the example for the gaseous nature of the solute dissolved in liquid nature of the solvent. In these conditions, where the solute nature is the, listen carefully, in previous the solute nature is the solid state, but here the changes, the solute nature is the gaseous state. In this gaseous state of solute dissolved in the liquid state of the solvent, in these conditions, how the solubility will be affected? Here also we discuss the three factors. Okay. Here also we discuss the three factors, that is the solubility of a gaseous nature of the solute dissolved in the liquid nature of the solvent. There are the three factors are affecting On the three factors, one is the same nature of the gas and the solvent. Nature of the gas and the solvent. Second factor is the temperature. Third factor is the pressure. So discuss the one. First one is the nature of the gas and the, that is nature of the solute and the solvent. Liquid solvent. Liquid solvent. Simple. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen like a natural gases. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen like a natural gases is less soluble in water. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen is less soluble in water like solvent. For example, carbon dioxide like a gas, hydrochloric acid like a gas, ammonia like a gas is more soluble in water like a solvent. Means CO2, HCl, NH3. These nature of gases highly soluble in water. Hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. These nature of gases are less soluble in water. So here this solubility can be explained based on the liquefied nature of the gases. Means easily liquefied gases is highly soluble in water. Means easily liquefiable gases. These are easily liquefiable gases is highly soluble in, more soluble in water. These are do not easily liquefiable. That means they are do not liquefiable. So, do not liquefiable gases is less soluble in water. Example, hydrogen, oxygen or nitrogen is less soluble in water. For example, easily liquefiable gases like carbon dioxide, hydrochloric acid and ammonia gas is highly soluble in water like a solid. Okay, this is the first factor, nature of the gas and the nature of the liquid solid. Next we move to the same factor, that is the temperature. Simple logic. You should think when the temperature increases, the solubility of gas in liquid will be decreases. In previous, when the temperature will be increases, the solubility will be increases. The condition is the solid state of the solute dissolved in the liquid state of the solvent. Here the condition will be changes. The nature of the solute is the gas. Gaseous nature of the solute dissolved in the liquid nature of the solvent. In this condition, the temperature effect. When the temperature increases, solubility of gas in liquid will be decreases. The solubility of gas in liquid will be decreases when the temperature will be increases. Simple. This is the meaning about the temperature effect. Next we move to the pressure effect. So the condition is the solubility of the solid gaseous state of the solute in liquid state of the solvent. In this case, the pressure effect is explained based on the Henry's law. So the pressure, how the pressure is affected on the gaseous state of the solute dissolved in the liquid state of the solvent. Listen carefully. How the pressure is affected. How the pressure is affected of the solubility of gaseous nature of the solute dissolved in the liquid nature of the solvent. That can be explained based on the Henry's law. What is the meaning of the Henry's law? Simple. It is given temperature, the mass of a gas dissolved per unit volume of solvent is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas. Henry's law means it is given temperature, the mass of a gas is the mass of a gas means the amount of the gas is dissolved per unit volume of the solvent is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas. So this is the meaning about the Henry's law. Means simple, the mass of the gas M is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas. The mass of the gas M is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas. Mathematically, it is represented as M is proportional to the P. What is that? M is proportional to the P. Means when the pressure is increases, the amount of the gas dissolved in liquid solvent is also increases. based on this representation, directly proportional means nothing but when the pressure is increases, the amount of the gas dissolved in water, nothing but amount the gas is also increases. When pressure is decreases, the amount of the gas dissolved is also decreases. Means pressure increases, solubility is increases. Pressure is decreases, solubility is also decreases. So this is about the Henry's law. And here, when we remove this proportionality, then we get the what is the constant. Here the constant is indicated with the K. So this is about the Henry's law. And the scientist Dalton, he concluded the Henry's law. He was assumed the solute and solvent is like a gases. Both are solute gas, and he was considered solvent is also gas. And he was applying the Dalton's law of partial pressure. Dalton's law of partial pressure. According to the Dalton's law, so nothing but in terms of the Dalton's law, P is proportional to the x. Means it is given temperature, the partial pressure of a gas in vapor phase. The partial pressure of a gas in vapor phase is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the gas. In terms of the Dalton, the Henry's law is modified as the partial pressure of a gas in vapor phase is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the gas. So this is the another form of the Henry's law in terms of the Dalton. So where the P is the partial pressure of gas in vapor phase and X is the mole fraction of the gas. So this is the mathematical representation of the Henry's law in terms of the Dalton's. What is that? The partial pressure, P means partial pressure of gas in vapor phase is directly proportional to the mole fraction of that gas. So that is called as a Henry's law is modified in terms of the Dalton's. And this equation, when we remove the proportionality, already we have to know, we have to get the constant. P is equal to x, and the constant is indicated with the kh. The constant is indicated with the kh, where kh is called as a Henry's constant. Kh is called as a Henry's constant. Okay, so this is the Henry's law. Henry's law, M is proportional to P, nothing but simple meaning. So M is proportional to the P. So this Henry's law is modified the scientist Dalton. He was assumed the both solute and solvent is considered as a gases, and he will given the other definition for the Henry's law, that is the P is proportional to the X. Simple meaning, P is proportional to the X. So this is the pressure is affected on the solubility of gases dissolved in the liquid nature of the solvent. So this is the three factors are affecting the solubility. So this is about the solubility meaning, and factors affecting the solubility in two conditions. One condition is the solute nature is the solid state and liquid nature is the solvent. And another condition is the solute state is the gaseous state, liquid nature is the same, that is the solvent. In these two conditions, there are the three factors are affecting, that is the nature of the solute and solvent in both conditions, temperature in both condition, pressure in both condition. But in case of the pressure, in the solubility of the gaseous state of solute dissolved in the liquid state of the solvent, that effect can be explained based on the Henry's law. So this is the meaning about the Henry's law, and this is the solubility